the finest African and Caribbean radio station. In just about 20 minutes, I'll be switching to Starr Radio UK. But for now, it is what it is. The finest African and Caribbean radio station, and it is Starr Radio UK. Okay, well, very good morning and welcome to Koikimedia. The 20th day of March 2023. Whether we like it or not, life continues after all the nonsense over the weekend in that shit or country called Nigeria. So, ọwọ́ kan máa fi ṣe program lọ, ọwọ́ kejì a máa fi bá gbogbo yín sọ̀rọ̀. But I'm going to start on a good news to start with in just a few minutes. Make sure all the platforms are ready to go. A dúpẹ́ fún Elédùmarè. I think we are live on all the platforms this morning. So we're just about I have about 15 minutes to prepare Starr Radio UK. But I can say to fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá tó ń gbọ́ mi ní gbogbo ibi tí olúkálùkù yín bá ti ń gbọ́ mi pé lánàá bí Ọlọ́run tí kò tí fi wá sílẹ̀ tó ní pé kankan náà wọ̀ ní sọnù. I can confirm officially yesterday I received a call from our brother, our uncle, a fighter in the Yoruba self-determination media that everybody knows very well. Moki, you're getting by anybody. Good morning. Moki, I can now confirm that Ijile Marcos has been released. Ijile Marcos has now been released. He called me yesterday just before midday. That's all I can say to anybody. He'll be coming out at his own appropriate time and speak to every one of us. But I do for long. Bí ẹni wá ṣe ń lọ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́, your picture kúrò lórí platform wa. And he called me just before 12 noon yesterday, and that's all I can say. Ijile Marcos has been released at the for long. So I'm going to continue just talking while I'm getting myself prepared. As you all know, Starr Radio UK is a very, very important platform for me, and I don't joke with them at all. To the platform Timothy Low, Timothy maintain, kó tó di pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín mọ̀ mí. And I've been with them. They are Ghanaians, but we become like a family. Without me, without them, we love each other, and we're doing our best for the African community here in London. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹni tó bá ṣe ń join wa, Ijile Marcos has now got his freedom back, and he's going to be speaking to all the Yorubas at the appropriate time. I think it's going to be out from a flyer that I saw circulating, maybe tomorrow at about 8 p.m. local time. But like I said, he called me yesterday just before 12 noon, which will be about 1 p.m. local time, one in Nigeria. At the for long. Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation has nothing to do with politics. I'm not interested in their political campaign. I'm not interested in anybody that wins the election. My priority is to continue to educate as many Yoruba people why reasons tí Yoruba fi gbọ́dọ̀ dá dúró away from the shithole country called Nigeria. So Let me continue my update here because àárín ọjọ́ mú lókun bẹ́yìn àṣàgbà àyín àgbàlagbà mo kí ọgbẹ́ ìtẹ́ ti wọlé ní gbogbo platforms wa mo kí mo rò pé our weekend was great. There's a lot to discuss. Election will be part of the conversation this morning, definitely on the Star Radio. So I have to keep quickly getting all our headlines in. I believe Kano State has now been lost. Kanduje Gandola. Gandola, Sanwo-Olu is back. Let me give you some of those names that you probably don't know. Makinde won in Oyo State. Sanwo-Olu won in Lagos State. Abdulrazak won in Kwara State. Gaiman Abiodun won in Ogun State. Buni won in Yobe State. Kastina APC. Radada Yaya Gombe. Akwa Ibom PDP. Aliu Sokoto. Nanandi Jigawa, and I believe what he updated to Gandola. So these are the people that will be running your affairs in contraction known as Nigeria. But like I said, there's a lot going on as your speaker re-elected. APC takes 22 on those seats, while PDP 25 in Osun. I believe those are the House of Reps. So, lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Ijile Marcus has been released, and I'm happy for him and his family. And I'm sure everybody should be happy for him as well. Ó máa bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. I don't know when, but I saw a flyer yesterday which says that it will be coming, I believe, on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. But for now, Yoruba Nation is still a movement. It's a struggle. Funke Akindele wọn náà ti yẹ gbogbo political kìíní ẹ̀ kúrò nínú Instagram ẹ̀ nígbà tí PDP ti lose lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Labour Party ti fìdí rẹmi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àwọn tọ́ọ̀gì Sanwó-Olú ti gbé Sanwó-Olú padà. And I believe every one of you are now happy. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ǹsọ́pọ̀ fi gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. I am not into that, and I'm not buying into that nonsense. I don't play sentiment. And the bá ní mo kì í ṣe nationalist, problem tí ní ẹ kò ṣe problem tèmi. Ẹ lọ máa deal pẹ̀lú yẹn. Lagos, Sanwó-Olú, Kano ti fìdí rẹmi, election Kano ò favour wọn. Nnamani olóhùn ṣe PDP mọ́. Bala defeat former Bauchi. So quite a lot to discuss this morning on Star Radio UK. Kebbi wọ́n ní ó wà inconclusive. Àwọn PDP ní Zamfara wọ́n ní wọ́n ti rí gẹ̀. Àwọn ará NNPP inú wọn dùn wọ́n ti lé Gànjúdé lọ. Gandola olè. Bàbá Riga. So this is KOKIMEDIA Live. Mo dúró lórí pé Yoruba Nation gbọ́dọ̀ ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú politics. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ti sọ Yoruba Nation di politics. Àfẹ́ mo ń ṣe politician kì í ṣe olóṣèlú àmọ́ ẹ̀ náà ló pa wá láti débi tá a dé nísìn. Àti fi sentiment sí gbogbo oríṣiríṣi. But èmi o Olayomi Koiki tí gbogbo ìmọ̀ sí KOKIMEDIA sí tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú any of these Yoruba politicians olórí burúkú ní gbogbo wọn àwọn lọ́kọ́ bá gbogbo wa báyìí tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá mọ̀ àwọn ní àwọn òyìnbó ń lò àtàwọn Chinese àtàwọn Lebanese kọ́ máa fún yín ní pali noodles. I don't buy into that nonsense. So my take is Yoruba Nation or nothing. So Sanwó-Olú sọ pé kò sí kankan tó ń jẹ́ ethnic slur àbí violent gbérọ́ ni. Lagos is what it is today because each and every one of you, regardless of your ethnicity, religion, political affiliation, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Igbo ẹ jẹ́ máa tètè wake up because it shows that we will never be one. But like I said, on this platform, we are not going to play ethnic card. If some Yoruba wants to play that nonsense, that is entirely up to them. If that's the reason why you're going to leave KOKIMEDIA, I don't give a toss. kì í ṣe kankan náà anyway. So, and that's why I have said I'm not playing and I'm not buying into that nonsense by all these olórí burúkú politicians àwọn olóṣì àwọn máa lè. So bóyá Igbo ló máa gba Ọ̀ṣun state ló máa gba gbogbo àwọn state tó kù á máa wò. I'm sure some of you will come back and cry nígbà tẹ́ bá gbé rally lọ sí Lagos tó ń yìnbọn fún wa tó ń pa wá èyí náà lè máa padà wá sí bíbá ẹ̀ àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. We are waiting. Àkàkọ́ ń dúró káwọn bàbá kọ́ so the next step ká lè mọ̀ kí ló tún kù. But apart from that, like I said, our platform remain independent away from anybody. Àní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú anybody. Mo tó bẹ̀ láti máa educate yín lọ lójoojúmọ́. Nǹkan pọ̀ mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Wales lénìí ibẹ̀ ni mi máa gbé yín lọ. 1962 làwọn Wales náà ti ń complain pé UK wa àwọn England wa bọ́ǹbù omi wọn kọ́ lè bá rómi lò. Mélòó níbi tó ti bọ́ǹbù nílẹ̀ Yorùbá fáǹfààní mo kí ní fọ̀ ọlánìpẹ̀kùn báwo ni ìyàwó àtọmọ ń kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀. So let me just quickly do my posting because of the time constraint. I only have a few minutes. Election on Lama sorry, anyway. So just trying to see nothing interesting, just election. It's all about election. Election in Laroy. Ta ló lose, ta ló win, òun ni Laroy. So ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ́ ti dìbò, mo pé àwọn olóṣèlú yín wá fún yín ní gbogbo tẹ́ ní tó promise fún máa fún yín. Tó bá ti fún yín, mo bẹ̀ yín ni ẹ má sunkún lọ sí orí media kẹ́ hold wọn responsible because bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sunkún wá sórí social media ẹ kọ́ máa sunkún lásán ni o kẹ́ ya hold wọn responsible torí gbogbo tó promise yín ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe fún yín o. Gbogbo tó promise yín pátápátá ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe fún yín. Àwọn ará Kánò àwọn èèyàn ń gbọ́ gbé kíní kan ọ̀dà pa àwọn APC àti NNPP tí ń bára wọn jà. Despite the dusk to dawn curfew in Kano, supporter of the new Nigerian party celebrate. Wọ́n dáná tó bá jẹ́ pé Southwest wọ́n ti kó bọ́n jáde. Àwọn ará Kano ń gbọ́n kankan wọ́n ní curfew wọ́ọ̀dà gọ́vnà lóhùn. Ganduje ti lose anyway so NNPP ti wọlé. Tó bá yẹ pé lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ni wọ́n ti instigate oríṣiríṣi against us. But at the end of the day, nígbà táwa dẹ̀ ti sọ pé bá ṣe fẹ́ nìyẹn for now. So we are not celebrating anybody because they don't want to celebrate. Lẹ́yìn ọba mọ̀ àwọn tó ń hóde Yorùbá pẹ̀lú ẹ má kí n àkọ́ máa parọ́ Fúlàní pa yín ní kàkiri mo fi gbọ́ gbogbo nọ́sẹ̀nsì ẹ̀ mọ́ ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run. Ní ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan kò mo ti rí pé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá gan ẹ love politics ẹ kàn ń dọ́gbọ́n ni ọgbọ́n lolúkálukú kàn ń dá. Àbáwá dé ní àárọ̀ nísìn tá a bá ṣe fún like àwọn Fúlàní pa wá tíyàn kan bá sọ pé Fúlàní pa yín má gbá sí fún yín ni Fúlàní wo ló ń pa yín. Irọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀ a máa parọ́ mọ́ Fúlàní gbogbo wa la like politics dọ́gbọ́n politician ló pọ̀ jù ní gbogbo wa èmi ò sínú ẹ̀ because èmi sọ délẹ̀ there is no need for us to be playing. Buhari regimes owe 50 billion to university. Lọ́ba dé 1747 map of Africa. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà gbogbo wọn níbi tí mi bá tẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà kọ́lá ti gbọ́ láti jọ ẹ̀. Everybody knows our problem wa nísìnyí the only problem we have is the Yoruba politician. Nobody should come and tell me Fulani our problem. No, I'm not buying into that. Because we have seen now in the last, especially before this election, I've seen a lot. So, okay. Gbogbo WhatsApp group pátá ló wà divided before the election. Gbogbo WhatsApp group tó ń campaign fún Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo wọn ló wà divided. Gbogbo wọn pátápátá. Aṣọ díẹ̀. I like politics o. Àmọ́ irọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀. It's all lies. So anyway. Let me switch you over because I want to use the proper so come and prepare you for the next line of things official. I like the politics. It's all lies. We want to like politics. Every one of them, dọ́gbọ́n, or promote our politicians. Our máa sọ pé àwọn politicians don't ní respect for self-determination, don't ní respect for rule of law. Àwọn kan fẹ́ wà relevant ni, kí ni kan olóṣèlú pẹ̀lú. You think they're gonna talk about Yoruba nation, you know, maybe some of you think like that. Wasting your energy. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́wà lórí MixLR. Where are we now? Everybody, adọ́gbọ́n. I like it. I like olóṣèlú. It's all lies. It's all lies. Irọ́ ló pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀. Every one of them ló like olóṣèlú. Ẹ lọ sí gbogbo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn ikọ̀ rẹ̀ yẹ́n àwọn náà ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Simon Adébísí. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá tó náà wọ́n ṣe Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo wọn lọ campaign fáwọn olóṣèlú. Gbogbo wọn pátá. They are few. Máa dọ́gbọ́n. I like politics. Àmọ́ àbẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ gbalẹ̀ wá ní o. Wọ́n fi yẹn wọ́n fi kàjọ everybody. Think everybody will buy into that nonsense. Ṣé Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún nísìnyí ó máa respect self-determination? Ṣé Sanwó-Olú respect self-determination? You know, they are all criminals. They know what they are doing. I don't care. You think they care about us? They don't care about you. But them about our ti fi sentiment sí. Sorry, Barry, kí ni tí mo ṣe nígbà? A lè tètè switch over at us. Get down dúró láàárọ̀ púpọ̀, and I only have just 1 minute. But èmi mọ̀ pé bó pẹ́ bóyá ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń play narrative ẹ̀ mú sọ fún yín gbogbo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Awólọ́wọ̀ àti Zik ẹ máa sọ níbí báyìí I buy into it. Mo sì láyé nígbà tá Awólọ́wọ̀ ayé tá a lè lọ gbé jáde jẹ. Yeah, that's it. Ìtawà fẹ́ nísìn ayé tèmi gbé nísìn èmi mo ò sí nígbà tí Awólọ́wọ̀ tó wá sí London tó wá sọ fún un pé òun fẹ́ kọ́ fún wa ní independence. So òyìnbó tó fún Awólọ́wọ̀ ní independent ọmọ pa àwọn fún ní independent délẹ̀. It's all lies. So anyway, ẹ jẹ́ mute ara mi ká lọ sí studio.
Professor House Galamsey allegation, but this is the seat of government. If he is alluding or something have done that, this is not like the UK or other part of the world where, I mean, you can have the FBI or you can have the police here coming to investigate, or you can be at the helm of whatever. No one is above the law. But when it comes to our part of the world, my goodness, what do you think about that? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. European banking shares drop after Credit Suisse take over. The troubled Swiss bank was bought by its rival UBS in a government-backed deal after urgent weekend talks as well. So is that going to ruffle the banking sector once again, taking us back into the day? Well. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. China's Xi Jinping is in Russia for talks with Putin. Well, we'll be telling you more about that. Central banks rush to keep cash flowing. 6 central banks move to keep credit flowing worldwide after 2 big institutions collapsed. Well, how is it impacting your life this morning, wherever you might be? It is Starr Radio UK. Thailand has dissolved parliament ahead of May's election. Opinion polls say former Prime Minister Thaksin's daughter, Pitonstan, is widely favored to become the next Prime Minister. True or false? India steps up search for Sikh separatist preacher. Now, police in Punjab are looking for Amritpal Singh, a supporter of calls for separate Sikh homelands. Does it resonate? Well. It looks like, the moment you call for that, then everybody's coming for you. However, when you're saying that we are being marginalized, we are not being treated fairly, they say that shush, that should not be let head. Okay, stagnating wages cost UK workers $11,000 a year. Now, 15 years of stalling wage growth has left British workers worse off, a new analysis suggests. But what will government say? We're giving you enough. We don't want to increase your pay, because we do so, what is going to happen? We're going to have, what we call it, inflation going up. But well, if you want to know more, just stay tuned. Don't you go away, because it's going what 2 minutes past 11, and I've got a man on the ground who's going to be telling you what exactly took place over the weekend when it comes to the elections in Nigeria, the gubernatorial elections. We had the presidential, but this time around we have the gubernatorial one. And let's go to Yomi in our North London studios, and let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe, and welcome once again to the 20th day of March 2023, 3 minutes past 11, 3 minutes past 12 p.m. local time in Nigeria, and I welcome you once again. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all the other teams on Starr Radio UK, and welcome once again to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, how are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing very well. It's good to be back after the long weekend. Great as usual, as we have a lot of our listeners that rely on us. But like I always say, we are never away, even if the morning show is not with you over the weekend. Remember that there is a lot of program lineup Monday to Sunday, 24 hours. But I'm doing very well. But like I said, excited to be back again to give some of those update again, as we love to do on the morning show. And we say good morning once again, and a very good afternoon, good evening to those Japan, Australia, and likewise New Zealand, as they're already late night as we speak right now.
Okay, so wherever you are, we want to once again say welcome to the program Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Well, we were all looking forward to the weekend. We were thinking, what is Saturday going to hold for us? Well, it's all said and done. Some declarations have been made. But first of all, can you give us a sneak view of what took place during Saturday's election and the aftermath?
Well, Saturday morning, as we were all waking up to continue what INEC, has been preparing for 4 years after every election, there's always a preparation for the next one. This election is cost about almost close to 340 billion naira, which is quite a staggering amount of money when you break it down back to dollars. But one thing is, 25th, the election went, but as usual, without, the fight, without the ballot snatching, and things that maybe some of us, maybe because we are outside the country, still find it very difficult to understand how, one of the most populous black nations in Africa could not conduct an election without violence. Violence took place over the weekend. It does not matter whether it was in Lagos State, whether it was in the North, whether it was all the states that held the election. I can assure you they were all violent in those states. We cannot categorically say that every polling unit was peaceful, but from the images coming out, it shows that Nigeria is still backward when it comes to election preparation. And why do I say so? It depends on whether you are playing the ethnic card, like it was played in Lagos State. Lagos Chan doesn't want Lagos to be left to the Igbo people in the hope that Labour Party was going to win the election. I can assure you now that the election has been concluded, and Sanwo-Olu is already speaking. This is what he had to say this morning. Let's start with Sanwo-Olu from Lagos State. Then I can give you some of the snips that we already have here, because I already prepared, I think, about 6 different areas that I'm going to be touching on. The governor won the 19 local government area with about 762,000 votes to defeat his closest challenger, Gbadebo. Gbadebo was in the picture of Lagos State, and the reason for that is people believe that his mother is from the Igbo, his father is a Yoruba, but there has been a lot of issues that he doesn't speak Yoruba, and definitely he should not be given that opportunity. We saw what happened. I believe that if the election has gone as it is, maybe it would have unseated Sanwo-Olu, but as a lot of people would not want such, immediately we saw what MC Oluomo, we talked about him over the weekend on Friday, and what MC Oluomo said literally took place in Lagos State. That's his face of MC Oluomo there. And I can tell you that almost all the local government and the polling units in Lagos State were all attacked. If you are not a Yoruba supporting APC, you would not be allowed to vote. But notwithstanding, there was a lot of effort from those against the other political party, and then Labour Party was able to defeat, PDP, with non-PDP to be the one challenging. And it now shows that it seems that PDP is just not a serious political party, or maybe they always have this kind of, backup engagement. We don't know. There's no evidence to that. But it seems that now that Labour Party has been able to prove, maybe because of some of the issues between the state and the citizen, Labour Party pulled almost half of what Sanwo-Olu had. 312,000 out of the 762,134 vote for the APC. And Sanwo-Olu, as usual, at about 1:15 a.m. was declared the governor of Lagos State. And he's saying already that yes, there's issues, but those issues will be resolved. And if those that have played the, those ethnic card, he believes that we can work on that. I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, but let me take you through another state that is quite interesting, and that is Kano State. Kano is just similar to Lagos State, but NNPP were able to pull 1 million votes as against APC 890,000. So today, Gandola, okay, did I say Gandola? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe because we remember that Ganjude, the governor of Kano State, was saw in a video clip some few years back, stashing some dollar into his babariga, and eventually we call him Gandola. He's no longer, contesting, but he has lost Kano State for the NNPP. As I speak to you right now, even though he has given order for curfew, the supporter of NNPP are not listening to him. And that shows that, why is it that in Lagos State and the Southwest or in the North, there's always a difference, when the Northerners, had a visit of Buhari, they were stoning him. And if it was in Lagos State, it would have been a different thing. I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, but already we've seen results coming through. And that result has favored some, and there's going to be some rerun, because in a particular state in Kebbi, INEC says it is inconclusive. Starr Radio UK, as we are reviewing some of the faces, new ones and the old ones, that will continue their tenure as the governor in their state.
Well, listeners, interesting development. As Yomi said, you would think that Nigeria being the biggest democracy in Africa. Let me put it that way, because to look at the population size and everything, you see that by this time they would have put measures in place so that when we have elections, it will be something. We will not have it 100%, but something close to good. But it looks like that is not the case at all. Let's go to Lagos State first. Now, that the threat by MC Oluomo, that caused people not to be able to go and vote, because if we are talking about democracy, then everybody has a right to make its own choice and decide, I want to be part of it, or decide, I don't want this person any longer. But with that action that has been taken, and the fact that the governor-elect, let me put him that way, now he's saying that, whatever thing that happened, we can have a look at it, because it went into his favor. So what has the Electoral Commission themselves said about this?
Well, let's leave the Electoral Commission. Let's talk about the police. The police said we shouldn't take it serious.
Really?
Yeah. I might get the soundtrack of that before we end up this program. The police commissioner said that the issue of MC Oluomo is not something that we should take very, very serious, because MC Oluomo, was not making any kind of a threat, even though the threat was captured in the video. He came out as well to declare, to debunk what he has said. But what he has said has actually sent, a message. And let me tell you, there's a lot of talks in Lagos State, and there's so many of them, with evidence base as well. And some of these talks control different areas, and they also operate, in conjunction, with MC Oluomo. And we have them, we have their names, people know them in the community. But as usual, let me give you an example. There's a talk called Obama in Ikeja. He's very deadly. He's the leader of the thugs in Ikeja with a lot of his boys. He will be working with Dambula, possibly Peter Aladura. They are being coordinated, according to information and intelligence, by the chief of staff of Sanwo-Olu. Let's take you back again. There's another one called, one minute. And we have a lot of them, whether they're operating from, from Mushin, they're operating from Okokomaiko. these are the thugs that were put out to, in the fearful way that a lot of voters that would have loved to vote refused to go out, especially knowing that their life could be at risk. And I can confirm that in Lagos State, a life was lost during that election.
That's a sad thing. But let me ask you something. Now, let's imagine that it was Chief Dr. Sunday IGBOHO who made that statement that we're going to make sure that anybody who goes to vote for the APC because of the way they've treated them, we'll not allow, we'll make sure that we deal with them. Would the police say that, oh, they are just making it just fun or something that is not serious? If it was Professor Akintoye who made that statement, is that what they're going to say? Or if it is Nnamdi Kanu who made that statement from his cells, how would they take it now?
Well, let's go back to just about a month before the election. Imagine the Inspector General of Police actually coming out to say that the Yoruba nation are the one to disrupt the election. And granted now that, the Yoruba people, as much as, we do not, tell anybody to go out on that fateful day, but those that wanted to vote, they are Yorubas, they have the right to vote, we cannot hold them back. But the group cautioned Inspector General of Police on allegation. This was after the Inspector General of Police actually put out this statement. But Ilanomo Odua Worldwide then came out and urged Inspector General of Police Usman Baba not to raise furious allegations against the Yoruba. According to the umbrella body of the Yoruba self-determination groups, advised him to have a recourse to the history, the Yoruba people, rather than forming unfounded opinion. And the reason why such was happening is because the Inspector General of Police actually came out to have a press conference, against, the Yoruba people that are campaigning for their right to self-determination. According to the group leader, Professor Adebanji Akintoye stated that the amalgamation of the entity known as Nigeria was fraudulent. He restated his resolve to extricate the people from any form of bondage, according to the statement signed by Kunle Adelakun Erobodo. On behalf of the group reads, Ilanomo Odua of Yoruba Self-Determination Organization, under the leadership of Emeritus Professor Adebanji, is committed to Yoruba self-determination struggle for the Yoruba people without any kind of violence. But what we saw in Lagos State is something that, some of us are not shocked about it, because like I said, there are so many criminals being supported by the APC government in Lagos State, and they're unleashed. I mean, imagine people were flogged by canes. If you go to the polling unit, with the police there, and you can't vote.
For what? Why were they being flogged? Why were they being flogged?
You're not voting for APC. I mean, even some Yorubas were denied from voting, and Lagos State was just a complete shamble. And that is not democracy for some of us that are outside the country.
It's a very, very sad situation. Very, very sad situation. And we will have the security agencies sitting there and saying that, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's no threat. Because MC Olomo has got supporters. He makes a statement and people run with it. It's like what is happening in the U.S., where Trump was in the White House, said that, oh, you know what, let's go there, go do that, and incited the people, and the people did the same thing. So if you come out tomorrow to say that, I was just joking, or, what I said, I didn't really mean it, you've already said what you have to say. So it's very sad, but I hope that the security agencies will look into it. But again, somebody say, Africa, are you sure of it? Listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. Very, very sad and upsetting story from Nigeria when it comes to that gubernatorial elections and what is going on. But let's go back to Yomi and let's look at some of the other areas as well. Now, when we talk about Kano, what do you call him? The Gandola, who is now out. I don't know what he's going to do. I hope that he did everything right, though, because maybe the NNPP candidate, new governor who's going to come, is going to prosecute him. Who knows? Yomi.
Well, Kano State, just as Lagos State, is a state, with its own, uniqueness and with its own, opportunity. I mean, for those that would love to live in Kano State. I mean, I would not love to live there because, so for so many reasons, especially, we are not living in a society where, we are practicing the same law. So if you're likely to live in Kano State, founded on May 27, 1967, area kilometers about 20,000, and it has got its own, areas as well. But one thing is, Kano State is no longer an APC state. It is now going to go for NNPP candidate beats APC. Nasiru Gowon win as well. So what is going to be the new changes? What are the expectations? First and foremost, when a new party comes in, be rest assured that they just want to look into all the atrocities. They want to make sure that whatever the previous governor have done, especially somebody like Ganduje that has been there. Ganduje definitely will have opportunity with Tinubu in the presidency. He might be given a new position, but one thing is, the NNPP, the new Nigerian People's Party, they are the candidate as well for the president, but he didn't make it up down there. But he actually divided the vote for the PDP, especially as defeated, like I say, with about 1 million up to APC 890. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission returning officer, Professor Ahmed Doko Ibrahim announced Yusuf as the winner of Kano gubernatorial election. So what are we going to see? Earlier, the Kano State announced curfew just to calm down the post-election tension. But I can tell you this morning, there is still jubilation. Curfew is not even being, adhered to, especially from the party that won the election. But we know that, in the next few months, Ganduje will be leaving and a new political party will be taking over in Kano State.
Are they going to unleash their venom on Ganduje or Gandola? Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll find in the dollar. But as Yomi said, if he's taken to the presidency or in the government of Tinubu, that is his protection there. So what can be done to him? Yeah. Listen, let's start already. Okay. Now let's go to the performance of the Labour Party so far. What has it been like? When we look at the presidential, the way they just stormed through it was like that. Do you see a reflection of that when it came to the gubernatorial?
As the result is still coming out, we're still waiting. So, maybe by tomorrow, we might have, a clear indication. But from what I'm getting, Labour Party vows to resist plot to upturn, a governorship election. The Labour Party also accused the Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi of attempting to change result in favor of the PDP. It seems that the Labour Party are pushing towards, a candidate that will win. We're not too sure yet. We have to wait and see. But Labour Party threatens a nationwide protest over allegation of manipulation. We are also monitoring what is going on in Abia State as of almost 17 hours, but it is not yet clear. But what we can say is, the gubernatorial poll, Labour Party vowed to resist attempt to obtain result in Abia and Enugu. Those two states, is where they are hoping that they might catch, a seat as a governor, and that would be a boost for them because already we have now seen that PDP is no longer the only force that is going to challenge, APC. Labour Party, heading forward would be able to do so, especially, with about almost 300,000 voters in Lagos State, even in the midst of all the chaos that took place there. The national chairman of the Labour Party, Comrade Julius Abure, has promised that the party will resist what he described as an ongoing attempt to manipulate the outcome of the ongoing gubernatorial election in two states that they are keeping their eyes that they might win an election there, which is Abia and Ogun State. He actually released a statement just about late yesterday in Abuja. Abure said, "We have come to day 2 of the ongoing governorship and the State House of Assembly election, and what we have continued to witness across the country and report from the party men on ground are not in any way different from the criminality orchestrated against our presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, during the election." Listen as well to Atiku in Adamawa. We're going to come back to that in just about a few minutes. But we wait till probably the next few more hours, maybe by tomorrow, if Abia and Enugu will go for Labour Party.
Okay, let's see what is going to happen there. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Miss Olayomi Koiki in our Love London studios, and I'm Archie here in the South studios. Well, we're talking about lots of reports, post and pre and post elections, gubernatorial elections, and the presidential elections as well that took place a few weeks back. But we're going to be looking at all that in a moment. But you know what I mean? Lagos is what it is today because of each and every one of you, regardless of ethnicity, religion, political affiliation, gender, or age. Now, who made the statement, and why now? Why didn't the person make?
Babajide Sanwo-Olu making that statement. As it says, let's unite again as APC victory of Lagos State. This is also coming from the Speaker Obasa. The victory recorded by the APC in Lagos State is proof of the trust and confidence of our people who have in us. Well, well, it's easier said that. These are some of the. These are the two main. We have the speaker there, and likewise the governor now coming out to say, But I'm not sure whether that is the feeling on the ground. But some believe, and especially even those in support of Yoruba nation, we saw a little bit of some of them prefer that Sanwo-Olu keeps back the seat in the fear that should for the seat on gone into somebody else like Badibo, it might sell Lagos State, especially as the Lagos as the Igbo claims that Lagos belongs to them, the land belongs to them. Even though, like I said, personally myself, I don't believe in that nonsense. Okay.
Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK.
That's the speaker there to your left-hand side and the governor to your right, for those that probably are not familiar with the two faces. So these are the two key individuals after the deputy governor that, you can say the three main actor of a state, just as we have it as the president, vice president, and the senate president. Okay.
Listeners, that is some of the victors when it comes to the gubernatorial elections, but it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Well, that's the statement that has been made by the Lagos State governor, and the governor-elect call him that. Okay, calling for unity. But the question is, why they didn't call for unity when people's properties were being destroyed and when people went to the election and they were being whipped? Why they didn't call for unity? Why didn't he say that there's no need for that? But let's go back to Yomi for some more of the stories making the rounds this morning in Nigeria. Over to you, sir.
Well, as the election is now over, as result keeps coming in, Enugu East Senator Inamani quit PDP after failed re-election. PDP wins Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad, with about 525,000 to APC 432. Nasarawa has gone again to APC as PDP lost as well. We talked about INEC is going to, come back to Kebbi State as the election is inconclusive. But as we speak right now, APC is leading with about 388,000. What are the reaction? There's been a lot of, post-election results, outcome, as a lot of reviews, whether for or against, whether those that are in support of the right to self-determination are also, asking question that is this the kind of election that you want to witness, back to back, or what do you say? So everybody has different, views around what has actually taken place. But one thing is that today, more Nigerians are now reacting, and some of those reactions, there's a particular one that says, I just want to get that quickly, that now that's what, let's get that clip in. This is what Nnamdi Kanu actually said about Nigeria one minute. Okay, we might not be able to get that in, but let me get what some of the reaction, we're talking about the reaction of Nigerians now on the social media. Some are now agreeing that Nigeria is a zoo, but this is not me saying so. This is actually coming from some Nigerians. According to a Twitter handle, Ayemojuba says, Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa will be laughing at us. It is obvious now that they were both right. Nigeria is nothing but a zoo. # Nigeria election 2023. Another influencer, known as Aisha Yusuf, disagrees. Says, but these places were zoo before they became reality to what people are living in today. So you can see, the division is already out there, as more Nigerians are looking up to these elections. So let's go to the tweet this morning. Gandola is a name which is given to the Kano State governor, and it seems that since he has lost, for APC, what is going to be the reaction? This Kano governor elected Engineer Abba Yusuf in 2019. He defeated APC Gandola. Sadly, the power that be rigged him out. So it seems that this particular individual was rigged out in 2019. He didn't give up. Last weekend, the Kano people spoke out loud and clear as the only elected NNPP governor. Expectations are high and huge. Congratulations. So he's the only governor from the NNPP. Funke Akindele seems that maybe she has had enough. She has already quickly started deleting some of her political statement that she has done. She was the PDP deputy governor for Lagos State, but according to news coming out this morning, some of her posts on Instagram have started being deleted as we speak right now. Let's go to some of those that is trending as well this morning, and then we come back again. Hausa is trending this morning as well, on the social media. But before then, we take some other quick news that is coming out of Nigeria at 11:28. Once again, this is Star Radio UK. Makinde won Oyo State for the PDP, with a good clear. I think about 30 out of the 33 local government. He actually won about 30 or 31 out of those local government with a good, win to come back as the governor. Ogun State, the governor there won as well, just as Kwara State, and likewise, some of the other states as well. But let's take into the business, what are the reaction, especially with the election, fever. Federal government rakes in about 10 trillion VAT under Buhari, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. The federal government, the politicians are running oil sector into crisis. The issues about the